What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. It has been a while since I've done a video, but I've got some exciting news today. I was approached by a company that makes thermal printers, and they asked if I would be willing to do a review of their thermal printer. Now, if you've been following me at all, you know I have a thermal printer. I've actually got the Rollo printer that I've been using for 2 to 3 years now. So I'll be giving you all the details on this printer, and at the end of this video, I'll go over the cost, where you can find it, and I'll have a coupon code as well that will give you an extra percentage off in case you are in the market to buy a thermal printer. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Jason. I'm a full-time reseller. I sell on multiple platforms, and I've been doing this full-time for over 3 years now. But anyways, you're wanting to know about this printer, so let me go ahead and show you exactly what I got. So here's the company, IDPRT, which is kind of a mouthful to say, but they sent me this printer, and I'm gonna be reviewing this today. So let's go ahead and get into it, open it up, and see what it looks like. All right, here it is, the IDPRT SP410 model thermal printer. Pretty decent looking printer here. You've got the paper feeder switch on the front here. On the side, you've got this little switch that opens up the unit so that you can feed the paper in just like so. And then on the back here, obviously you're gonna feed in the labels right there through that slot on the back. You've got an on-off switch here. You've got a little connection here for the wall cord, and then you've got a connection port here to go right into your computer via a USB. And on the other side, you've also got another switch here if you want to open up the front from the other side. Many of you already know that I've been using this Rollo printer for about 2 years now, and I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison just to show you exactly another option in the thermal printer market right now. And obviously this is a bigger, bulkier printer, but compared to just getting a normal inkjet printer, this is going to be a lot smaller. So I'm not overly alarmed by the size of these printers and how big this one is compared to the Rollo, even though it is quite a bit larger. If you're just looking to get into the thermal printer game, don't let this deter you. So this could be a really good option. And let's go ahead and get it set up and see what this prints out like. All right, so I just plugged in the cord. It doesn't look like it's that long. Honestly, it's about 5 to 6 feet here. So that could be one of the challenges with this printer, is just finding a place to plug it in, but I think I've got the spot for it. Let's go ahead and plug it up and see what it looks like. All right, so I've got the perfect spot for it right there on the left side of my computer, my station where I work. I've already got my cables kind of set up here, so I can just plug this guy right in. And then I've got the label holder and the labels here already ready to go. All right, so on the left here, you've got the USB cord plugs into the back of the printer, which then over here will plug into my computer when I go to print. And then I've got the power cord, which is already plugged into the wall, which will go on the left side of the printer. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy set up. So you just plug this guy on the back left side. And next we're gonna plug the back right side. I guess it's right if you're looking at it from the front. And now we're all connected and ready to go. So from the back, I'm gonna go ahead and power this on, this button right back here. So it looks like it is working. You can actually see this button actually switch from multiple colors to a blinking red. And I think that pretty much means it doesn't have paper, so we need to feed the paper through the printer to get it going. So you've got a switch here on the left and the right side. You can use either one to pop it open and go ahead and feed the paper through. So once you pull the paper through, you've got it all lined up back there. I think you can just shut it. You can see it automatically calibrates and puts it in the right position to start printing, and the light switches from red to green. Now, one of the most important parts, obviously we've got to make sure this guy's plugged in or it's not going to print at all. All right, so I believe we're all ready to go. Let's go ahead and print out one of these labels and just see what it looks like. Now, as you can see from this printer, it prints really fast, but I actually want to show you printing out multiple labels to just show you exactly when you're printing out, say, a weekend's worth orders of labels, how quickly it goes. And then I'll time it as well so that you can get an idea of how many labels I can get in a certain amount of time. Unfortunately, today I didn't have that many labels to print. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait until this next weekend when I will have 3 days worth of orders and likely many more to print out to get a better feel for how quickly this prints and how many I can get in a set amount of time. So let's go into the future to Tuesday of this next week. All right, guys, it's now Tuesday morning and I had to wait until I had several labels that I could print out all at once. How quickly will these print? I think you'll be surprised. It's gonna be really fast. Okay, so I just counted and I've got a total of 15 labels that I'm gonna be printing here. So let's go ahead and print these out and see how quickly they print. I'm gonna get set up over here. Change this over real quick. And I'm gonna hit this timer as well. So I'm gonna try and do this pretty quickly just to get an idea. Let's see the timer going there, 15 labels. All right, so I was a little slow on hitting that, but we're just gonna call it 17 seconds. 17 seconds total to get 15 labels out and ready to slap on the packages. So obviously, if you're doing the quick math, that's a little over a second per label, which is crazy. Now keep in mind, if you're using like an inkjet printer, like I did for the first, like say, year of my business, you know how long it takes to print labels. I remember it would take me like 30 seconds to a minute to print off 2 labels on one sheet. And if I had weekend orders, 20 or 30 going out, I mean, you can do the math, that would take quite a bit of time. I would just be sitting there waiting on the labels to print out. The thermal printer is a huge game changer and it can drastically cut down on some time and it just makes it a lot easier. Another huge benefit of the thermal printer is you no longer have to buy ink anymore because it's burning the image onto the label. So the cost of ink is completely gone. And also, let's say your label gets rained on and it gets a little wet. With an ink printer, an inkjet printer, or just a typical label, your ink may smudge and it may be illegible when reading the address or the name. But with a thermal printer, it's not illegible because it doesn't smudge. So that label has a huge benefit of no smudging. You don't have to buy ink. And of course, it saves you time. So great benefits as to why you should probably consider, if you haven't already, a thermal printer. So now we're back in the past of this video, and you want to know the answer to that question. The question, what does it cost? I think you'll be surprised to learn that this printer is actually significantly lower than, say, the Rollo printer. And it's one of Amazon's best sellers in the thermal printer category. So I've got a link attached in this video that will take you right to Amazon. You can click that link and purchase it for yourself for a low price of $139.99. I've also been given a coupon code that will take an additional 6% off. Now this code won't last for very long, so if for some reason you go to use this code and it's no longer there, that's why. But I'll go ahead and post it on the screen now, and I'll put it below so that you can use it, take advantage of it, and save an additional 6%, which is almost $10 on the cost of this printer. Now, considering that the Rollo cost $180 just for the printer itself, this printer coming in at $130 if you use the coupon code saves you $50. That's huge. That's a lot of money in my book, and a reason why I suggest just buying this printer over buying the Rollo. Now, keep in mind, if you're just comparing the two printers, they both look and feel about the same. The Rollo is going to be a lot smaller, but considering that you're going from this huge inkjet printer that takes up a lot of space on the shelf, what does it really matter if this printer is just a little bigger than the Rollo? To me, it's not a big deal, and I can confidently say that if I were buying a thermal printer for the first time, I wouldn't have any issue pulling the trigger on this particular model. Now, this company does also make another model, the SP420, and you're welcome to take a look at that as well, but both are great options. You can also find on Amazon, they have the 4x6 labels as well as the little tray that they sit in. But consider this, guys, you can get the printer, the labels, and the holder all for less than the price of the Rollo printer by itself. I think that's a great deal. Don't forget to click the link below if you're interested. Well, that's all I got for you today on this video. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and until next time on the next video, we'll catch you later. Bye.